Let's talk now to Michael Fabricant, also of the Conservative benches, Conservative MP for Lichfield, has been following events across the Atlantic. Michael, you say if you'd had a vote in the election, it would have been for Trump. Why is that?
Just about. I have to say I'm still recovering from Malcolm Rifkin's comments, which may be true, but I don't think I would have put it in quite that way. I think you asked the question, what's the point, or what was the reason, if you like, for voting for Trump? But I think the reason is that he's not Biden. Look, Donald Trump appeals to a certain sector, and obviously quite a large sector of the American population. He's still not seen as being part of the establishment with a capital E, whereas Joe Biden is very much a part of that. And it has also to be said that Joe Biden, although there's a question of whether Trump also did, but Joe Biden hardly said anything about what he would do if he were president. So I suspect it's a question of rather better the man you know. But, if I were a US citizen, I might be well like my friends over there who tend to be Democrat but have voted for Trump simply because they fear the alternative.
But I suppose what I wanted to understand is the better the man you know, over the years of seeing him now in action, your Conservative colleague there calls him repulsive from what he's seen. Whether that's most recently talking about drinking bleach when it comes to ideas of how to deal with coronavirus.
I think it was injecting bleach, actually, which is even worse, but quite.
But your vote, if it had to go one way, as you say, would have gone to somebody who had said that. And I wonder how you can reconcile that.
Well, look, first of all, it's a hypothetical discussion because I'm a UK citizen. Yes. I don't have US citizenship. So I haven't actually been faced with the thought of voting for either of those two. I would say that when he made the comment about injecting bleach, not that I'm defending in any way Trump's the way he's dealt with COVID-19 and all the things he did when he was in hospital, including driving around in a car while being highly contagious. But the comment about the bleach was a joke at the time. I saw it live when he did the press conference, and it was made as a joke. And, there are a lot of Democratic newspapers like the New York Times, which I subscribe to, which immediately decided to pretend that it was a serious comment. It wasn't a serious comment. But look, I'm not here to defend Trump. I'm not here either to defend the pollsters, as your previous interviewee, Mike Keating did. I mean, I put forward the idea a few months ago that there are shy Republicans, just as there are shy Tories. Now, over the years, the pollsters in the UK have taken that into account because they've made comparisons over previous general elections with what people have told pollsters and then, in practice, how they actually voted. In the US, that hasn't been possible because nobody's felt the need to be a shy Republican or a shy Democrat. Whereas in my experience this time round, there are a lot of shy Republicans who never wanted to admit that they would be voting for Trump for all the reasons, actually, that Malcolm Rifkin said. But they did. And that's why he's done so much better.
Do you think that a continuation of Trump, will be better for Britain?
He's certainly more pro-UK than Joe Biden is. But, a lot of rhetoric is talked during a US general election. Joe Biden was very, very keen to get the Irish-American vote. So he made comments about the Northern Irish border. In practice, I'm not sure that it will make a difference as far as a trade agreement is concerned. There's huge cooperation anyway that goes on between the United States and the United Kingdom. I mean, we go on at great length about special relationships, but the reality is Britain and the US, for example, are the only two countries in the world, to my knowledge, who actually have in the US Embassy in London British intelligence staff working actually in the US Embassy. And at the British Embassy in Washington, there are FBI and CIA personnel working there. We work hand in glove and are embedded in each other so much on intelligence and military and other matters. No other two countries have that relationship. And that would exist regardless of whether or not it was President Biden or President Trump.
When you said you would go for Trump because he's not Biden, and we might end up, of course, with President Biden, why are you so anti-Biden?
Well, first, I'm not hugely anti him. I mean, character.
I was just using what you...
No, I understand, Emma. I just don't want people to think that I'm sort of rabidly anti-Biden. I just feel I don't know what he stands for, and neither do most of the American population, because he hasn't actually said. The only thing I think he would handle better is the COVID crisis. He's 77 years of age now. People are a lot younger nowadays than they used to be. He doesn't seem to be always very clear when he gives speeches. Mind you could say that of Trump too. I just feel, frankly, that Trump is the better of two evils, if I'm really honest with you.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. Still a long way to go. And thank you for sharing your view there. Michael Fabricant, Conservative MP for Lichfield, who's been following this. And that's his take on where we're going to potentially end up or how to feel about it.